Ohio State, Michigan. Ohio State minus 9.5. Games in Ann Arbor. This line is moving down. This line was like 13.5, and it just keeps going down, 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 down. Now we're in single digits now. Ohio State 9.5. Over under 44.5. The Michigan man himself, Dylan. Actually, Ohio State alum, Dylan. Start us off.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Ohio State degree right now. It's right up there in the corner. Snow in the forecast in Ann Arbor, 31 degrees, low of 25. We know how that goes previously. Listen, with this preview, it is... I think people were worried about the game not meaning as much with the expanded playoffs. We were gifted with 21, 22, 23 great games for playoff spots. It just so happens Michigan won all of those. And then last year we're like, doesn't even really mean anything. Ohio State, they're so much better. They're gonna wax the floor. Michigan comes in and takes care of business, right?
Dylan, did last year feel better than the 3 years prior, though? Don't lie.
Yes, because you have absolutely no... We were 3 touchdown underdogs. They were better than us in every way, and Michigan fans everywhere convinced ourselves we were going to get our teeth kicked in. This was the reckoning that Ryan Day said was coming in 2020. This was going to happen, and it did not happen. So you look at the stats for this week, it ends up being almost a de facto playoff game. If Michigan wins, I think you have a pretty serious argument that they could make the playoffs without even playing in the Big Ten Championship. Ohio State's going to be in no matter what. As for the game, I've racked my brain. I've read the game.
Do it. Do the song and dance, Dylan. Come on, do it.
Yeah, dance, monkey, dance. I have racked my brain. I've looked at this game each and every possible way. All of the stats tell me Ohio State's going to win this game. Every single statistic. You look at defense. They're number 1 against the pass. They're number 3 against the rush. They're so great on late downs. Michigan's offense hasn't been great up until the last 2 weeks, and even the Northwestern game when we were efficient. 5 turnovers, not great. But then it's like a voice. It's a voice you hear, and it's like, Dylan, the stats don't matter. If the stats mattered, last year we would have been beaten by 40. The game would have been over at halftime. What it comes down to is it's not who has the better EPA numbers, who has the better PFF grade on the offensive line. It's Ryan Day pees down his leg when he sees this right here. I can't believe you guys let me go without putting the crown on. Ohio State can claim they're national champions. They have yet to beat the 2023 national champions, and until then, we know last year's national championship was fake. It's fake until they beat us. I don't see how you can say they're going to beat us this year. I don't. At this point, it is, and I talk with Ohio State fans, guys, and I say, hey, what do you think of the game? And they list off every stat, and they say, oh, Julian Sands completing 124% of his passes, and they say Jeremiah Smith is a great wide receiver. Don't even know if he's going to be playing, by the way. And I say, well, wait a second. Is this Michigan team worse than last year? Instantly shuts him up. They have no response because we aren't. We have a quarterback that can throw the ball. This is it is ultimate cognitive dissonance. I let the Ohio State, oh, well, this stat, that stat, this stat. Last year, what about, but you guys cheated. You cheated. What about last year? I want to say Ohio State because that's statistically who should win. Stats don't matter anymore.
We need to mark this day down in history, Carter. Dylan saying PFF grades and stats don't matter. I feel like I just am in like the Freaky Friday or something.
I mean, at some point you have to account for the ghost effect. You have to account for the block end boogeyman, and that's the thing. Like, I don't want to take a page from Bordeaux's book, but the narrative has changed. Ohio State fans see Michigan fans walking down the sidewalk. They go to the other side of the street. Ohio State has not beaten Michigan since the days of black and white TV, horse and buggy. Guys, if Ohio State makes the Big Ten championship game, who's going to send Ryan Day directions to Indianapolis? He hasn't been there in 10 years. What are we going to do?
The map quest it.
He's going to have to look on Yahoo Maps because that's what he was looking for the last time he was in Indianapolis. He was using the Garmin GPS suction cup to his windshield to get to Indianapolis. He hasn't been there. How does he remember where to go?
This is everything I wanted. This is everything I wanted so far on this episode. Dylan, let me ask.
Guys, 6-year-olds exist that have not seen a world where Ohio State has beaten Michigan in football. There are 6-year-olds walking right now that don't know a world. I have a little niece, 2, doesn't know a world where Ohio State's beat Michigan in football.
Will they ever see that?
At this point, you'd have to say no. Yeah, I mean, there's as long as they just gave him a bajillion-year extension at $15 million of that Wexner blood money, you have to say no. And if they keep winning these national championships, I mean, who knows how long he's going to be there.
Let me ask you.
It's times like these that I wish I was in this rivalry. Truly.
I mean, it's great. It's great.
Dylan, let me ask you this. With the rivalry this week, I feel like there's an ounce of coming from the Michigan fans of they almost don't want this game to happen yet because they don't want the chance of not having this over Ohio State fans. Because, I mean, what happens? Let's say the scenario Ohio State comes in, thumps Michigan State on Saturday. Now I'm assuming the next thing would be, they have to win the national championship for this to matter, right? That's going to be the next talking point for you guys?
For Michigan fans?
Yes.
I would have to think we're not super concerned with what Ohio State does. If Ohio State wins the national championship, I don't know. I think.
But what do you mean? If they win this game and the national championship, there's nothing there. It's over.
That's it. Yeah. What do you fall back on?
No, it's not over. It's you remember that time you lost to us as 3 touchdown favorites? That's what it becomes, though. That's what it is, and that's pretty much what it stays. And then it's blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. You guys were 10-point favorites. What? You're parading around because you were supposed to beat us, and you did what you were supposed to do. Congratulations. Is that what? I mean, that's what's going to happen.
Honestly, that's a great spin zone. Dylan can't really lose this weekend because it's you either upset him as double-digit favorites again, or it's okay. You were favored by 10 points. You did what you were supposed to do. There's no reason to celebrate this rivalry win.
That's the Ohio State standard now, is beating teams that they're favored by double digits against.
That's what they've done for 11 games so far.
If that's what your program has come to, then congratulations. Us Michigan men, we hold ourselves to a higher standard. It's beat Ohio State even when we're 3 touchdown underdogs.
Do you want to play a game?
Let's do
it. Michigan best win versus Ohio State best win.
Ooh.
That's a good game to play. Yeah,
so
this year.
I mean, Ohio State has us beat with Texas. What win do we have that's better than that? Nebraska?
That's not. Well, yeah, what's Michigan's best
Ohio
win?
State?
It would be Ohio State when we win this weekend. It will be Ohio State.
Maybe is it Washington? Northwestern? Is Northwestern your best win?
Honestly, okay, that's a loaded question. Looking at how we want, talent-wise, no. Northwestern is not the best team we've beat. But, and listen, I will scream this from the hilltops. I will scream this from the top of mountains. That win made me feel so much better about this Michigan team than I think any other win did this year. If you can miss 2 field goals and turn the ball over 5 times and still win a football game, I think that says a lot. Because and we can get into real analysis for this Ohio State game. I'll take the crown off. Bryce Underwood has talent. The talent is there. I don't think there's any denying that with his legs, with his arm. The problem is he's an 18-year-old kid that's forced to make these decisions, and the decision-making is very clearly not there yet. So a lot of people like to go, Bryce Underwood, they're not unleashing Bryce Underwood. Why? Well, because he makes bad decisions, really bad decisions, and he turns the ball over a lot when he's allowed to make those bad decisions. So I think if we keep the game simple for him, that he's going to be able to make things work. Here's my problem. I joke about Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia can call a very complex defense that will complicate things for Bryce Underwood. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword.
I have 2 follow-ups to that real quick, and this can be for either one of you guys. Number 1, how much does Michigan being at home play into this? How much different would it be if they were on the road? Number two, which way do you lean with the Ohio State stuff, whereas they haven't really played anybody good since they played Texas, versus, which way do you lean with that? Is that a bad thing because they haven't really been tested, or is that a good thing because they've been destroying teams they're supposed to beat?
So can I start with question one?
Of course.
How much does it matter being at Michigan? We're supposed to have snow. It's going to be 30, 20-some degrees. And Ohio State, they are, since the inception of their program in 2019, really after the Fields era going into Stroud, they're a finesse. They're soft. They're air it out, throw it over top of you. They are not built. They get these California kids that come in at quarterback that are used to playing 70 and sunny, wearing sunglasses when they're out on the field because it's perfect weather. And they're not built for the football that they are going to have to play on Saturday. They are soft, they are weak, and that's been the winning recipe for them so far. Somewhere along the line within the past year, really looking to last year, like, let's get these two stud running, or let's get Quinshon Judkins, and let's bolster up this running room, and let's prove to everybody, including Lou Holtz, we're a tough team. They're not. We see that. They're not a tough team. That's not their DNA. That's fine. It's worked for you. Other than, 1 week a year. Julian saying, California kid, yeah, the fact that it's in Michigan, the fact that it's going to be 25 degrees, and the fact that it's going to be snowing, I love that as a Michigan fan. What was your second question?
Go ahead, Carter, if you have a rebuttal.
Well, I was going to say, Bryce Underwood, is he accustomed to playing in the snow in cold weather?
He's from Michigan. He went to Belleville, 15 minutes away from Ann Arbor.
Okay, just wondering.
Gosh.
Just wondering.
My follow-up question was about Ohio State having a comparatively easy schedule. Does that play more in their favor of, hey, they're whipping up on teams they're supposed to beat, or do you view it more as like, hey, they haven't truly been tested yet, so let's see how this defense really is against a competent offense for once?
Carter.
And then they played Washington and a couple other teams, but...
Carter.
What?
Why don't you take that one?
What do you mean?
Answer the question.
You answer it.
So I saw a lot middle of the year. Ryan Day's playing smart football. They only run 60 plays a game. By the time the end of the year comes around, they've played one less game. The effects of playing less plays over the course of 12 weeks and trying to relate that to sitting out one whole game, it does not have 5 plays here and there does not equate to 60 plays in one jump, right? It's not the same as getting an extra bye week. And they don't even really play that slow. They're averaging 66 offensive snaps per game, which is a little bit less than average in college football. Michigan, for reference, averages 67.8. So I don't know.
I do wonder, let me interject here. I've been wondering this as I've done my prep for this game. They haven't had a margin of victory that's been less than 18 points since August in the Texas game. So I do wonder if it gets down to 2.5 minutes left. Let's say it's snowing and 25 degrees and Ohio State's down 2 points and they need a field goal, or let's say they even need a touchdown. We haven't seen Julian Sayin do that this year. And I'm not saying he can't. He hasn't had the need to. We haven't seen it. So that just makes me wonder what would happen in this scenario. I hope it's close. I hope it's close.
I will go ahead and say, if Ohio State has the ball with 2 minutes left and we are putting the game in Julian Sayin's hands, sunny California 75 and sunny King, when it's snowing and 30 degrees, I will put my hand up and say he is not leading his team down the field and scoring. Hand up. I will say that.
This is getting clipped off after the game. After the game, if that happens, Ohio State fans are running back here to clip that off immediately. But Connor, and Dylan, I agree with you. Like, if we haven't had Julian Sayin hasn't really had to do anything this year. I understand what Ohio State fans are going to say. Oh, he's looked great in these games and the blowout wins and everything. I understand that, but once again, it's not just 2 minutes left, 2-point game in the snow. It's also the pressure of this game. Like,
right.
All year, all Ryan Day and this Ohio State team and Ohio State fans have thought about is this game on Saturday. This is it. The national title is way down the line. They're not even thinking about that. It's all about Saturday. And the amount of pressure that he would face going into that spot on the road, sunny or snowy, and it's cold, and you're down 2, and you haven't been in that position all season yet. And yes, you can say, oh, well, he won that Texas game when it kind of mattered and all this stuff. It's like, honestly, man, I could have won that Texas game playing quarterback for Ohio State. Arch Manning wasn't going to do anything against Ohio State in that game. And also, they were already upset. It didn't matter at that point. It wasn't the same as being down and having to go down the field and win that ball game. That's got to be the hope if you're a Michigan fan. Connor, we can get into our analysis of this game. I think Ohio State wins, and I think it's going to be the exact same way they won the Texas game. I'm calling my score 14-7. I think it's the exact same.
Outside of last year when Michigan had an anemic offense, these have been pretty high-scoring affairs between these two teams since the turn of the decade.
You're giving me snow? You're giving me –
you really there was snow in 21 when it was like 42-27.
But who were the quarterbacks in that game?
C.J. Stroud and Cade McNamara.
Cade McNamara's not helping my case.
East Tennessee State legend.
Tennessee State.
That's not helping my case.
QBU.
Right, but no, do you really think Sharon Moore is going to take the handcuffs off and let Bryce Underwood throw? I think they're going to be running a service academy offense.
I don't know how, we're not going to get into meteorology on this show, but I don't know how snowy it's going to be. If it comes down to, hey, we physically can't throw a forward pass, that favors Michigan. Ohio State can't run the ball.
Oh, yeah.
No, they cannot.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say this. I do wonder. Yeah, I think you're right, Carter. The pressure of this game does play into it because, hey, Julian's saying, here's why we paid you $2.4 million in NIL money or whatever hell he's getting. Come in and beat Michigan. Something that Will Howard won a national title. Couldn't be Michigan.
These guys don't care. That's the thing. You get the Strouds that don't care. They don't care. They don't grow up with it. You got Michigan guys going to Michigan. They hate Ohio State. You get Toledo guys going to Michigan. They hate Ohio State. You get these guys coming in from Santa Clara and San Diego to Ohio State. They don't care about beating Michigan. They can say as much as they want. I trash on Jack Sawyer, whatever. He cared about beating Michigan. Now, it's embarrassing that he couldn't do it. He literally came back to do it, and he didn't. But he at least cared about beating Michigan, and you could believe it. He's an Ohio guy. He's a Columbus guy. You get these California quarterbacks that come in, and they don't care. Oh, where's my draft stock going to be after this game? That's what Julian Sayan's thinking about.
Can I counter that and say I would take a California quarterback if it won me a national title? I think I'd be okay with that.
And that's the thing. You're not in it. You're not in the.
And that's fair.
It's
and
not
that's fair.
You know what? If you want,
I wish I was.
If you want a fake national champion and where you didn't beat last year's national champion, that's you. That's on you. That's you. Can I point out something about Ohio State's rushing offense real quick? We talk about they obviously have taken a step back. They're not bad, but they've taken a step back from last year. You have the 1-2 punch of Judkins and Henderson was great.
Bo Jackson's been good this year.
Yeah, he hasn't
been
spots. 56th in yards before contact. That is an indictment on the offensive line. That's another point that I think goes for Michigan, is they have one of the better pass rushing units in college football, and I don't think their offensive line is going to be able to do much to stop that. So you give me Julian saying snow, pressure. I'm liking that recipe for Michigan.
Is Justice Haynes playing this game? Doubtful.
No.
Okay. I didn't think so.
Out for the year. And then you have, as Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate playing, but then even if you're a Michigan fan and you're losing sleep over if they're playing or not, it doesn't matter. We've beat Ohio State without Will Johnson, without Colston Loveland, our only receiver last year, like Blake Corum 3 years ago. Who plays and who doesn't play? Like if Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate plays, who cares? Who cares?
I don't.
Even as someone that picked Ohio State to win.
I think Bryce Underwood, it's going to come down to it to where I know we talk about Julian Sayin and the pressure in the spot and everything, and I understand Bryce Underwood has a lot less pressure in the spot being a 9.5-point underdog in this game playing at home. But at the same time, eventually in this game, you're going to have to rely on Bryce Underwood to make those decisions and not throw a bad pick. And eventually he's going to have to show that, and that's where I think Michigan gets burned. I think Ohio State gets a pick six in this game and then one more touchdown. This game ends 14-7, Dylan. It's going to be ugly.
When in the last 5 years have we seen Michigan play Ohio State and it's been in the quarterback's hands to make a throw or make an important decision or make it?
What do you mean?
We have not seen that the past 4
we
years.
did.
So why
Will Howard had the chance last year to drive him down the field, and he
Michigan
couldn't do
quarterback.
it.
Michigan quarterback. Michigan quarterback. You say Bryce Young's going to have to make the
on the
decision.
roster last year.
We got Davis, cancer survivor. Careful, watch your mouth. Davis Warren. He didn't have to make any of those decisions. That's the thing. Is like the last 4 or 5 years, we've gotten out to leads. We've kept them because of how we play football. Like, there's nothing that's shown us that that's going to happen this year.
A bit of an anomaly, though, right?
The last 5 years?
Last year. I mean, come on.
How would you want to consider that? Because we were.
But
not
I thought
supposed
J.J.
to win?
McCarthy had the car keys. I thought J.J. McCarthy was putting up numbers in Michigan, and we come on now.
J.J. McCarthy made great throws. He was never forced to play from behind in those Ohio State games.
Yeah, been doing that a lot this year.
But if that happens,
defense looking bad.
If Bryce Underwood has to play from behind, do you have any faith in him winning this game from behind?
No,
Carter,
back-breaking pick.
I could take that sentence and I could overlay it with the past 4 years we've done this show. You've said the same thing about JJ, the same thing about Cade, right? Same thing about Davis.
I was in on JJ. I don't want to hear it.
I bet we could find a clip of you saying something about JJ to the exact same standard. If the game comes down to it, do you trust JJ or do you trust Michigan's offense to come back from a deficit?
I don't want to hear it. I was a JJ Michigan man all season long. Michigan to win the title. Had them to win it.
You were. In 23 you were.
Yeah.
23 you were.
Don't want to hear it. Connor, give me a score prediction.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit higher scoring. Look, I've ripped on Julian Sayin this year. I've said he shouldn't be the Heisman favorite, which he shouldn't. Ohio State hadn't played anybody. I don't think it truly matters. I think Ohio State's maybe just a step above these teams they're playing. I think they're just that much better. I'm going to take Ohio State this year. I'm sorry, Dylan.
Connor.
I'm going to go 27-10. I'm going to go 27-10 Ohio State. I don't think it's a very fun game.
Connor, would you say Ohio State was a step above Michigan last year?
I would.
So
I would say there were plenty of steps.
Yeah, how?
Michigan win last year.
Okay, all right. So you think they're a step ahead this year? Are they more steps ahead this year or last year?
Probably last year.
Okay. And
yeah.
Okay, so they won last year, and you think that Ohio State's going to win by 17 this year?
So they won last year, so they have
following.
to win this year. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying, if you want to give me any sort of analysis here, you say the same thing last year, and look what happened.
I'll give you some analysis.
You can sit here
I think you're right. You want to take the chains off Bryce Underwood, you get down by 2 scores. Hey, you got to throw the ball 25, 30 times. I don't know if you can do it. I think you made a good point earlier with Matt Patricia's defense scheming something up against him. And especially with Justice Haynes out, I know Marshall's been fine for Michigan. I think this Ohio State defense is really, really good. And I don't think Michigan's going to be able to find much success against them. And if we're being honest, I think Julian's saying better than Will Howard? ? Probably.
Arm talent,
Will Howard?
True.
Yeah, that's true too. Arm talent probably legs.
And if Ohio State, if Ryan Day has any semblance of a brain, which there's arguments out there that maybe he doesn't, you got to learn from last year. You're not going to go out there and pound the ball 30 effing times and beat this Michigan team.
But what's funny about that is
this narrative. We have to stop this narrative.
But what the funny part is about that is I could totally see Ryan Day going so opposite of last year, where he tried to show we can ground and pound and we can beat them physically, where he tries to go so opposite. It's like, we're going to play finesse and we're going to throw all over this team. And Julian Sayin makes some mistakes in a big-time spot like this. Couldn't you see that happening?
Yes.
Has there ever been a game? I guess there probably has, but has there ever been a game with more stakes riding on it for a quarterback? Like, the public opinion of Julian Sayin could flip so quickly if he comes out and lays an egg. I mean, it will go from best quarterback in the country, Heisman favorite, they're 11-0, they're rolling. If he comes out and lays an egg, it's going to be, oh my God, their best win before this was Texas, and then what, Washington? And everybody's going to flip.
Not to mention Carnell Tate bailed him out on the underthrow against Texas too. And that one catch is doing a lot of lifting on the Julian Sayin resume.
That's a great point, Connor, because we talked about Ty Simpson in the one loss against Oklahoma. He went from plus 500 in the Heisman race to plus 15,000. We could see a similar drop-off with Julian Sayin. If he comes in here and throws 2 interceptions, 10 or 11 of 21, 2 picks, 100 yards, some terrible game like that, and loses this Michigan game, he's out of the Heisman race. That's how this thing's going to work. And he'll be plus 15,000.
And that's going to sway public opinion on the playoff race, too, where it's like, oh, Ohio State's the odds-on favorite. I'm going to pick him for the national title. He comes out and lays an egg against the first good defense he's played in 4.5 months.
Indiana's
what are you going to do in the
favorite.
playoff?
Georgia?
Yeah. Yeah. At that point, yeah.
Georgia, man. the Georgia Bulldogs. They just live rent-free in our heads, Connor.
They do. I can't pick them right to save my life. I got them right last week, actually.
Dylan, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Is there any world Sharon Moore does not keep his job going into next season? Like, let's say Ohio State comes in and just absolutely destroys them, 42-0. It's embarrassing. They dog walk them. Could you see Sharon Moore getting fired after the season, after a result like that?
I have not been super high on Sharon Moore. I'm still not super high on it, but I think as a rational fan, you have to consider the fact how much better have you gotten from last year to this year. You have to consider the fact that he's beat Ohio State twice. He beat him as an interim coach. You can argue how much he played in that or whatever, and then beat him last year as the full-time head coach. Even if he loses this year, I think you give him the second year of Bryce Underwood, and then you reassess. I think he has one more year left. And then if next year is, I don't want to say similar to this, I would have to think next year might be playoff or bust.
I was about to say, I think it's playoff or bust next year with him, with the second year with a quarterback you're paying a crap ton of money to, one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the sport at that point. And also, I agree, I don't think you should fire him after this year anyways, because look who you're competing against for a top head coaching job. You can't even name head coaching searches at this point. Like, Cal just fired their coach. Who on earth is Cal going to go get? Are they going to have to go to, like, the FCS levels? Or
Chip
like
Kelly.
That's what I'm saying. Those are your options right now. Might as well be
Chip
the
Kelly.
FCS level with the Raiders.
Yeah. I want to call it a few things on Ohio State side, too. 110th in missed tackle rate offensively. 124th in quarterback design run percent. 115th in scramble rate. 122nd in scramble EPA. They have no interest in letting Julian Sayin run this football. No interest.
They don't have to. They're up 30 points in the second quarter in 8 of their 11 games.
Yep. It'll be very interesting to see if his scrambling ability, if he decides to. If they draw up any runs for him, I'd have to say no. But the missed tackle rate, if you're an Ohio State fan, has to be concerning. Michigan's defense against the pass has been pretty strong. Give me Michigan.
I just want to see Julian Sayin face some adversity is what I want to see. And he might come out there and kick ass and prove he's the best quarterback in the country. I just want to see it. I want to see him in a tough situation because we haven't seen it this year.
Guys, I've got Texas won't score more than 10 points right here. I've got it right here.
Then let's hear it.
It is whispering on my shoulder saying, just say it. Say it.
Let's put a bow on the Ohio State-Michigan talk. Give it to me.
The snow. Michigan's offensive line forcing almost 3 yards before contact. Man. Michigan 47, Ohio State 10. It's going to be bad.
Just shut up.
It's going to be bad. It's going to be
47.
turnover after turnover for Sayin. He's going to poop down his leg. We might see the first ever coach pee his pants on the sideline of Ryan Day.
If it's 47-10, I hope Ryan Day does pee his pants at that point.
47.
If Michigan scores 47 points, we might just have to end the show for good. Like, I don't think I can come back on here anymore.
Well, Snover.
If Michigan scores 47 points, like, I don't think we can ever disagree with Dylan on a take ever.
Well, I don't know why you do it now.
I could actually, if Michigan scores 47 and beats this year's Ohio State team, I think I'll just have to pick Michigan every year till I die. I would have to.
Yep.
Don't know why you're not doing it now. 3 touchdown underdogs. Cancer survivor quarterback. And people forget Davis Warren is still in the locker room giving Bryce advice.
You know what I
Video
love
from
doing?
the sideline with meta glasses, or is that reserved for somebody else this year?
Come on, we're past that. Come on.
Sorry.
We've served our time. Those wins we vacated, all those wins that they said on 11 Warriors that we were going to vacate.
Yeah, Harbaugh, you're not allowed back. You can't come back and coach. Okay, I'll just go coach the Chargers.
Yeah, my 3rd year with the Los Angeles Chargers. Okay, deal.
Yep.
Yes, Carter. Sorry.
I already forgot what I was going to ask. Oh, it's only Monday. You're already thinking like this about a rivalry game. I know how these things go. I think about these rivalry games. It gets closer. It's all you're thinking about all week. You're going to be sitting there doing office work, and you're going, oh, my gosh, just Saturday. Oh, we cannot wait to get to Julian Sayin all this stuff. I mean, what are you going to be like Friday night, Saturday morning?
I don't sleep Friday night. And I think I've said that on the show before. It's like Christmas Eve. I do not sleep, especially the last couple of years when we've been competitive. Last year, I might have gotten some sleep. The previous years, I did not get any sleep.
Last year, I think you were cozying up in your jams. You had your nightgown on with that top hat.
Yep,
with a freaking lantern going to bed.
He's walking with a candle on a holster.
Yes.
Sucking my... Yeah, that's how I was. Yeah, this is bad. I can't tell you how many Ohio State-Michigan highlight reels are going to be watched this week either. And it's tough. Like, a lot of people don't talk about this. Thanksgiving and Black Friday as a Michigan fan, you're not really bought in. Your mind's on other things, and then you get chirped at your family gatherings. And this year it's nice because I just say, hey, what happened last year, buddy? And then they'll say, oh, national championship, and I'll say, doesn't count. And then what do they say?
Then they're like, let's get
Cheating?
into politics.
Yeah. Hey, what do you think about that Trump fella?
Trump and Mamdani.
Hey, it's been a while. Can you remind me what your pronouns are? Can we first
Ohio
acknowledge
State.
that we're on stolen land? Yeah, there we go. What do you want for Christmas? A Quran.
All right, well, that's a good bow on Michigan, Ohio State right there. Let's talk about the
Ohio
rest
State does not score more than 13 points.
Oh, you can't do that. You just said 10.
I changed my mind. 13.
I think that's fair. I'll give him anything below 20.
Yeah, hey, take 20. Actually, I said Ohio State wouldn't score 20.
Hey, 20. We're good. That was fun. Thank you for giving me that opportunity, boys.